All right, Matthew, I'll take a look at this. So this red line kind of shows me if you were to come flat out of the blocks where your hip height would be, but you can see you kind of travel that. Your hips never really drop coming out of the blocks, and you're kind of in a high hip position. Okay, so a couple things I want you to see is what I would like you to do is I'd like you to be a little higher. Sorry. Get to this. The screen is going to be where I want you to be. I want you to be a little higher. And I want you to, I think I told you in the previous video, I want you to be a little bit more neutral with your stance, right? You're really tilted forward, and we're losing, when you tilt forward like this, you really lose the height here, okay? And I want to be more up higher with your hips, okay? And what that does is when you get higher with the hips, it lets you swing down and forward and then gradually raise your hip height as you drive through steps 2, 3, 4, 5, and your hips start to come up, okay? So this really gives this effect right here, what I'm trying to describe, this concept of the hip dip gives you a ton of power. And it also just really allows you to keep your shins nice and parallel. Okay, so let's watch your shin path here. Okay, actually pretty good coming out. Okay, the heel's coming a little bit too much off the block pedal. We'd like to keep it a little bit lower if we could. Okay, so if I back it up here, okay, I think we want to try to, sorry, I fall again. I want to try to stay like kind of along that path. Remember we talked about sliding a little bit? That's actually not too bad. Being kind of picky on you there, so I think that's okay. Leg raise that. Let's see where we strike. Okay, so we have a good shin angle here. We could still be a little bit more aggressive if we kind of work on the higher hip. Okay, good high heel. Okay, but look at step 2. As this leg starts to swing, you open up this shin angle. We're going to get out of a drive position. Okay, so let's see where you strike. Okay, you're still striking under the hip, so that's good. Angle is still decent, but I think we can be a little better if we can squat these hips a little bit. So what I'm trying to get you guys to do is just, instead of pushing the hips straight like you do, I want to see this swing down. Okay, I want to see this swing down movement from high to low, from here, and then gradually rising. So you're basically like the first 2, 3, 4, 5 steps, you're in like a squatted hip position, like your hips are low. Okay, and again, what that does is that gives you a really good chance to get nice, good shin angles. Okay, with that squatted hip, when the hips are too high, we get vertical really quick, which is what you're doing. All right.